Hi, welcome to today's class. If you're new to my channel, my name is Vanessa Michele, and today's class we will be breaking down a yoga flow specifically for the lower back, low spine, all of that good stuff. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, make sure you take a moment real quick to just hit that red button below. It makes a world of difference. And when you're ready, we'll get started on our mat. So starting off in child's pose, we're going to take a few breaths to center here. Keep your knees as close as what's comfortable in your body so that we really create that rounding through the low spine. Begin to walk your hands out in front of you, melt the chest down to the mat, and allow the forehead to rest down. Begin to ground with your breath here. So breathing in and out through your nose. And I want you to visualize a light right at the base of your spine. Maybe pinpointed right where you feel any tension or pain. And as you continue to connect with your breath, focus on brewing up your energy to really pull it into that space. As you continue to breathe, maybe you feel the light grow bigger, maybe you can feel a little warming sensation. And from here, slowly begin to peel the forehead up, take the gaze to the fingertips, press the forearms down into the mat. You're going to slowly begin to lift the heels and roll all the way out to a little bit of a plank tabletop position. Slowly begin to press into your hands. You're lifting up, coming right into cow pose. So dropping the belly down, lifting the gaze towards the sky. As you exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin to chest. You're going to send the hips all the way back into your heels, creating that rounding action through the spine, child's pose. Drop the forearms, inhale, gaze goes to the front of the mat as you shift forward, coming right back up, pressing into your hands, finding that cow pose. Exhale, round here, pressing the chin to chest, rolling all the way back to child's pose. We're going to take a few more rounds here, making sure that you connect to your own breath. So pressing into your hands, lifting up. Exhale, rounding. Maybe you're moving fast if you have a little bit of that rajasic energy that you just need to get out of your system. Maybe you're moving more slow paced, whatever feels good in your body. Just honor that. And then maybe take one more round here, shifting forward, lifting up, cow pose. Exhale, rounding through cat, shifting the hips back, child's pose. From here, gaze goes forward. Slowly begin to walk the hands and lift the hips, making your way into tabletop position. Hands right under your shoulders, knees under your hips. We're going to wag our tail essentially. So taking your hips one side, peeking back, seeing if you can see those right toes. Right back through center on the inhale, exhale, twist to the other side. So this movement here is just allowing you to have that alternate flexion through the spine here, which sometimes helps. Finding that relief through the low spine. Option to stay right here, or maybe you want to begin a little bit of pelvis tilt with it, creating little circles as you move side to side. You can also find some more relief that way. And if you are taking your circles, even yourself out here by going the opposite direction. One more breath in. And then release it out. Keeping your hips right where they are, you're going to slowly begin to walk your hands out in front of you as we move into puppy dog position. Slowly begin to melt your chest down to the mat as you allow the forehead come to rest. Here we're finding a little bit of a heart opener as we continue to open up through the chest. You find a little bit of back bending, so getting into the low spine. Taking one more breath here. And then as you exhale, send the hips back, child's pose. From here, slowly take the gaze forward. You're going to shift forward, coming all the way down into your belly, right into Sphinx pose. So forearms are down onto the mat. Fingers are spread nice and wide, lightly gripping the mat. As you do, slightly pull your chest through. You're opening up through your chest as your shoulders come away from the ears. We're finding another heart opener here, but a little bit more, maybe intense, maybe a little bit more gentle than the puppy dog. It depends on your own body. But we're just focusing on evening out the opening through the spine by creating more lift through our thoracic spine, which is the upper part of the spine, versus the lower lumbar, which is at the low back. Staying connected to your breath, continue to ground. Taking one more breath in. And then from here, slowly begin to take the gaze back over the right shoulder, maybe twisting a little bit. And then inhale through center, you're going to take it over to the other side. So one more, both sides. And then from here, bring the hands right under the shoulders, drop the forehead down to the mat. Finding a breath to just neutralize the spine, maybe take a bend into the knees. You can windshield wiper the legs back and forth. Drop the toes down, tuck them under, move through table, and you lift up to downward facing dog. Pedal out the legs, maybe find a little movement through the hamstrings, whatever feels good to just kind of loosen up your dog. And then find a bit of stillness as you press the ground away, making that shape of your upside down V. From here, we're moving right into plank rolls. So as you inhale, rise all the way up onto your toes. Really accentuate rounding through the spine as you roll one vertebrae at a time all the way out, plank pose. Hands under your shoulders, press the ground away. Bring a bend into the knees and you're sending the hips right back up to downward facing dog. We're taking a few more rolls. Rise high onto the toes, roll all the way out, plank pose. Bend the knees deeply, send the hips back. We have 3 more. Rising high, rolling all the way out, press the ground away, bend the knees, send the hips back. Creating this ripple motion through the spine all the way out, plank pose. Bend the knees, send it back. Last one, rise high, roll it out. Bend the knees, send it back, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, sweep your left heel high to the sky. Exhale, step the foot through the hands, and you're going to walk your hands over to the side of your mat, arriving into a wide leg forward fold. Allow the head and neck to fall down. Maybe shake it yes and no. Fingertips can go right under your nose, or maybe slowly begin to walk them back behind you. Taking one more breath in. Exhale, slowly begin to walk your hands back in front of you. Lifting up halfway, walk your hands over to your right foot, getting a stretch into the side body. Once you do, slowly begin to drop the head and neck down. Inhale to lift, walk your hands through center, taking it to the other foot, and dropping the head and neck down. And then reach right back to center. From here, bring your hands to your hips. You're lifting all the way up to standing, one long flat back. Turn those right toes to point to the short edge of the mat as you open up the arms, setting up for triangle pose. Maybe bring a slight bend into that right knee. Slowly begin to shift the hips back, reach forward with that right hand. Release it down to the inside of the leg as your left arm sweeps high. Triangle pose, peeking back to that left thumb, thinking about a wall being behind you as you continue to open up. Inhale, slowly begin to peel yourself up. Sink into that front knee for warrior two. Just a little relief opening through that hip a bit. And then straighten the knee. Bring your hands to your hips as you switch your feet. So left toes come to point towards the short edge of the mat. And then open up the arms. Release your hips back. Really reach with that left hand. Left hand releases down to the inside of the foot. Right hand reaches high. Peek back to that right thumb, opening up. Slowly begin to peel yourself up, sinking into that front knee for your warrior two. And then straighten the leg, windmill the hands down to frame the foot. You're stepping the foot back, softening the knees down, hips rest back onto your heels. Inhale, slowly begin to lift yourself up. Walk your hands in, shift your hips over to one side and swing your legs out in front of you. We're gonna make our way down onto our back, so gently press into your arms, coming all the way down. We're moving into a plow pose to further create that rounding through the spine. Slowly begin to extend both feet up to the ceiling. You're bringing your hands right under your hips as you lift your feet overhead. You can touch one toe down to begin with to ground, and then touch the other toe down. If you're not quite reaching the mat, just keep your hands underneath your bottom. If your toes do touch the ground, you can extend your hands out onto the mat. Breathe into the low spine. An option to stay right here. Maybe you bring a bend to the knees, finding deaf man's pose. So creating a little bit more rounding as you lift the hips high. And then slowly begin to bring your hands back to your bottom, rolling all the way out onto your back. We're coming into a fish pose for a counter. So slowly begin to make your way onto your forearms. Hands come right underneath your bottom. You're gonna open up the chest, allow the shoulders away from the ears. Head and neck can fall back here if that feels nice. Breathe in fully. Exhale, release out of your mouth. Take one more breath in. Exhale, release. And slowly begin to make your way down onto your back. Bring a bend into the knees. You can windshield wiper the legs back and forth for a little baby twist. And then gently hug the knees into the chest. Wrap your arms around, tuck your forehead in towards your knees, creating that rounding action. Gently release back down to the mat. Hug your right knee in. Left leg extends long onto the mat. Give the knee a tug as you just kind of hold it into your chest. Extend the right arm out to the side. Move right into a supine twist as you pull the right knee across your body. Finding your twist, gaze can go over that right shoulder. Inhale, lift your knee right back through center. Extend the leg long as you hug the left knee in. Get it a little tug. And then extend the left arm out to the side. Pull the left knee across your body. Finding your supine twist. Maybe taking the gaze over that left shoulder. And then inhale right back through center. And extend both legs out onto the mat, finding a brief shavasana as we work through a little bit more visualization. Take a full breath in and parse your lips, release it out. Continue to breathe in and out through your nose. And return to that white light at the base of your spine. As you continue to breathe, you're visualizing that light growing bigger. Continuing to use your breath to draw up that energy, sending it to that location. And as you do, the light continues to grow bigger. Now visualize the entire light growing bigger, illuminating your entire body. Maybe you begin to feel tingling sensation into your fingers, your toes. And take another full breath in. Exhale, release it out. And as you do, the white light begins to scatter away from your body, going out into the world, leaving you covered with a nice, cool halo, with relief, feeling good and positive. Slowly begin to wiggle your fingertips and your toes, introducing more movement back into your body. Maybe rotating the wrist and the ankles. Then reaching the hands overhead for a full body stretch from fingertip to toe. Taking a bend into your knees and rocking over to one side. Taking a breath of stillness here, just kind of recenter, recalibrate. And then gently press into your hands, returning to a comfortable seat. Bring your hands together at your heart center. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me in today's class. I really hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to visit vanessamichele.com for details, more information. I have private sessions that I am offering now, completely virtual, so feel free to check that out as well. Link is in the description box. Please like this video, share it with your friends, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.